friends, we are back again with our top 5 cold weather whiskeys. This is so much fun, and we're so happy that you've joined us. Today, we are looking at number 2 on the list. This is one of our favorite pours, and certainly something that we always have on the bar at the Whisk and also at home. This is a bottle that just kind of always hangs around for us. In fact, as I kind of recount my own personal bourbon journey, this is one of the earliest bottles that I got turned on to. And while maybe for a few years I was, less interested in it, maybe finding new expressions that I found interesting, it wasn't long before I kind of came back to, no, this is just a great bottle, a great pour. It always performs well in blinds. It always performs well when stacked up against other bottles. And it is one of the earliest, if not the earliest, barrel proof expression. Now, remember, we talked about that for some folks, cold weather whiskey tends to be more of your full proof, barrel proof cask strength because that proof point not only brings a higher proof, obviously warming you from the inside out, but also some complexity, barrel flavor that comes with it. So today we have our first on the list that is a barrel proof expression. Today at number 2, we have Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Now, this is a great bottle. This particular expression comes in at 116.8. They do vary. Sometimes I've seen them, I think I have seen one as high as 117, but they do vary, but tend to be around that 115, 116 mark. As we think about this bottle, one thing I would remember is that, keeping in mind, Rare Breed is essentially the same mash bill, same barrels, same rickhouse as Wild Turkey 101. And if I'm honest, the reason I didn't include 101 on this list is because we just did a full review of 101 on our Facebook page and Instagram. I think it was a couple weeks ago. So if you want to dive into that, if you're interested in Wild Turkey at a lower proof point at 101 rather than 116, certainly go check that out, because it's the same mash bill, which is the recipe. It's the same barrels, but this is simply at barrel proof. And these guys have been doing barrel proof since really before it was cool. So coming in here to the nose, you've got all of those great Wild Turkey flavors. You've got immediately some barrel proof. You're noticing that it's got a little bit of age. As I understand it, Rare Breed is a combination, because it's not a single barrel, a combination of 8, 10, and some 12 year actually blended in. They've talked about there being some 6-year in it. I'm sure there is in some instances, but largely this is a little bit more age stated with that 8, 10, and 12-year blend. So that's where you get that oak. Certainly you get some beautiful vanilla and caramel. The Wild Turkey note of the cinnamon and the red hots that I kind of always think about with Wild Turkey. I love the fact that right out of the nose, there's a cola kind of note that happens there, like kind of an RC cola, dark cola note on the nose. A little bit of fruit, but not a lot. Again, this is mainly going to be right down the middle of the road, vanilla, caramel, and again, that cinnamon, maybe a spice of brown sugar, or just a little bit of brown sugar on the nose. Let's go in for a taste. Okay, so on the palate, certainly you get more of that cinnamon and more of that spice. I would suggest maybe more of those Christmas spices, more of those flavors that come with the holiday season, which really translate well for that cold weather, again, warming you up from the inside. You do get the vanilla, you do get the caramel, a little bit of, I don't know if it's called rock candy, but a little bit of that kind of hard candy, the Christmas candy. I'm thinking about when I was a kid, we used to take like a sheet pan and you'd put kind of hard candy, you bake it, and then you break it up into pieces. It's kind of all of those notes. A little bit of cherry that's there on this, which I don't always think about with Rare Breed, but I'm getting that this time around anyway. Subtle tobacco, some really nice wood. It really, to me, Rare Breed never, ever, ever disappoints. So coming in at 116 proof, a little bit higher proof for folks. So this one really does do well with an ice cube if you want to proof it down, or if you want to kind of round off the edges, so to speak. I am an absolute fan of Wild Turkey and what they do. This is something that's available and affordable. When I started buying Rare Breed, it was around $35. It's now inched up into the $50 to $55 mark. I will tell you that I've heard rumor that you can still find this sometimes on the shelf for around the $35 mark to the $40 mark. I've not seen that recently, but I was told that, so I'm just relaying the information. So, Wild Turkey, Rare Breed, excellent, excellent, excellent pour. And again, this is number 2 on our top 5 cold weather whiskeys. Until next time, keep pouring good vibes.